Hello Madam C and welcome to the Caterham 420R. This is a car that I've been lent by Caterham for about a week to see what I think of it. And I won't be doing the old living with a Caterham thing that's been done millions of times on YouTube where I take it through McDonald's or in the pouring rain. That is not why people buy a Caterham. People buy a Caterham for the sunny weather, and this week we have sun throughout the whole week. So I have picked an excellent time to take out the 420R. Now, old subscribers may remember about 3 years ago I was given the 620R for a weekend, which is their top of the range supercharged 2-litre Ford Duratec Caterham, a mental car that was, if anything, too powerful. This is one down from it. It's the naturally aspirated version of that car. So it still has the 2-litre Ford Duratec engine, which sounds immense. It just doesn't have that supercharger that's trying to kill you whenever you use a little bit of throttle. So it's a bit more usable. So I'm going to be driving this car and telling you all about it and seeing what I think. So whilst it's not a hypercar threatening death trap, it still has very respectable performance. 0 to 60 takes just 3.8 seconds. To put that into perspective, it's about the same as a KTM Crossbow, or if you like supercars, a Lamborghini Diablo did about the same, or in terms of modern cars, an Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio. So it's not quite as extreme as the 620R. That's about a second shaven off the time with the supercharger, 2.8 seconds, and you couldn't get that speed. You couldn't put the power down, whereas in this car, you can use all of the power all of the time. And power is plentiful. There is 210 horsepower in this car. It only weighs 560 kilograms, about the weight of 7 normal British humans. So when I'm behind the wheel, I take up just about, just a minute, 11.5% of the car's total weight. But statistics are meaningless in a car like this, as I'm about to find out as we take this car for a drive. So it is just keys in, turn and start. Just quickly, I know where there's an R on here, it's because it is the R package, but it does resemble the reverse R. It's like, I reverse, let's go. Do we need doors? Nah. Okay. So I do have a feeling of instant regret taking the doors off. As cool as it is, the doors also provide side mirrors. So I have no wing mirrors now, I just have to rely on the central one, and it is a lot more windy. But oh well, I'll make do for now, but I might have to put them back in. But here we are in the ultimate driving machine, the 420R, not the 620, no supercharger, and it seems to be school pickup time and lorry delivery time, but it's okay because I'm small-ish. And one thing I've got to remember today is due to the lightened flywheel of the R model, this revs really high and maximum power is at 7,200 RPM. I've got a bit of clean road now. Let's get up to 7,400. That also appears to be where the red line lives. So you have to pop a limiter, bash it like a Civic. Well, cut off just before the limiter. There's no power at the limiter. Stop limiter bashing. Ah dear. My hair is probably already a mess, but you don't care. Ah yes, the indicator. Now, forgive any Caterham owner if you ever see him leaving the indicator on, because not all of them have this annoying beep for obvious reasons. Whilst it is annoying, especially for video, it's also very useful because the switch doesn't self-cancel. So that's why we've got the beep. I'll turn it off for now because whatevs. We've got a 992 911 about to drive past. We're doing car spotting whilst in the Caterham. There it goes. Okay, let's have the beep. Now this is quite a fast road, so I need to be fast with my getaway. It's lucky because I'm in a Caterham, so that is possible. I've lost my voice already. So whilst the tyres do have a lot of grip, I kind of used all the grip and more back then. But we're now at 50 miles an hour, which apparently is the sweet spot for when you need doors. And I can tell that, I can definitely tell that. I might have to indicate with my arms so the beep isn't so annoying as well, because I can also do that. I've also got the side pipes in this car, which is right down by my right ear, which is glorious, but it does burn when you get in and out if you're not careful. Oh, dual carriageway. So today is a very windy day. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put the doors back on. Oh, yes, that is much better. I can hear everything now, including the wonderful exhaust. You got such a small Momo steering wheel in front of you, and there's no power steering, but the steering is so direct, more direct than any car I have ever driven, and that's Caterham for you. Literally, it's just, whoa, 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 it just points wherever you want to point it. So prices for the 420R start at just under £35,000. And for that you get a heated windscreen. That's about it. A couple of doors, some wheels, another wheel. Oh, but it is small and the ride is firm. I mean, that was a particularly bad bump. It is normally quite forgiving, but quite rightly we should consider smiles per pound. The smiles you get driving this car per what it costs are definitely worth it. If you want to whack a supercharger on it, get a 620R, that's £50,000. So this seems like the more affordable alternative that doesn't try and kill you, because, you know, a person's life is priceless. Let's have at it. Oh, wow. It's just so direct around the corners. It's so planted. And the downshifts are so enjoyable, so rewarding. You can just use this car to its full potential. It's not going to try and kill you like the 620R. I'd probably be in that bush if I was in a 620R now. And it's quite easy to drive, especially if you're just cruising back. You can just relax for a second, catch your breath for a bit, knock it back a gear and try again. And then it takes you down to 30 miles an hour as you get into a village. This thing here, however, is something to get used to. Either that or it's just annoying and in the way. I can't work out whether I want to rest my arm on it, which makes it easier to change gear, or if I want to drive like this, but this isn't going to help anyone. You don't want to drive like this, but when you're going for a left-hand bend, you want your elbow to be down there, and you can't. So you have to kind of plan in advance. When you see a left-hander, you put your elbow down. See a right-hander, you can keep it up here. I need to work out the driving style myself, I think, but at the moment, this tunnel is a little bit too tall for my liking. But I think I'm just going to have to learn how to cope. But it is actually very comfortable. They've padded it well. But we are coming out of the village now, so knock it down. Oh, hey, there it goes. Oh, up to the red line as well. You got a little reminder dot. The flashing light comes up to tell you change gear. You don't want to blow it up or hit the limiter because that's just going to slow you down. Oh, it's wonderful. And cars don't hate you in this. If I'm flooring it in a Ferrari around wherever I'm going, everyone hates you, but in a Caterham they love it. Everyone loves to see a Caterham. Oh, it is handy at being so small and nimble, because these roads are also just as small. In fact, there's oncoming traffic coming now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's leaves in the car. The leaf is hitching a ride. Oh well. These roads are brilliant. Nurse around the corner. Oh, bit of damp track, but we're going to learn a lesson there. Oh, you really feel the gradients as it changes in the road. It's so rewarding. And without having a racetrack, this is the next best thing. And I'm so focused in what I'm doing. It's a bit of a workout as the Corsa comes the other way, but I can just squeeze through. A lonely small peasant. Thanks. Such a punchy throw, but you've got to be careful when you're changing down into third, because whilst the gear stick is quite a short one, you do tend to catch your knuckles on the carbon fibre dashboard, which is part of the R package. Maybe if it wasn't carbon fibre it'd be more comfortable, or maybe it's less, I don't know. But yeah, you just got to get used to being not so knuckly with the downshift. But otherwise, it's a rewarding experience. Let's go. Whoa, there we go. it goes. Okay, you can really see the Bilstein shock absorbers doing their job right in front of you, both the wheels bouncing away up and down, absorbing all of the lumps and bumps in the roads. Could do with a bit better brakes, but I don't know, I'll make do with what I've got. You do need to really use them to get them to work, and at times you really do need them quite a bit. Right, let's pull over for a second. Let's turn that off and do a little walk around of this particular car. Now these doors are a bit of a godsend because they really do help with the wind. They make so much of a difference. Getting out is easy, getting back in a bit more difficult, because when the door's shut, it's difficult to get your elbow out to do the harness up, so you kind of have to do the harness up first, then shut the door, and then you're in. Getting in and out, it's easier to take off the steering wheel. You don't have to, as I will now demonstrate. You just kind of step out. So as a bit of a walk around, this is the 420R that Caterham lent me. This particular model is finished in volcano red with the twin carbon style stripes down the middle. Being the R package, it has the blackout kit as well as the 4-point race harnesses and carbon dashboard. Whilst we're inside, well, we're not yet, we need to open the door, which is just this little bit here, and then a popper, and then you have the like gull wing doors. The doors do come off, by the way. You can just, you know, take them home with you. Just put that down there. You've got a very small, in fact, 27.5 centimetre steering wheel. Black roll bar, which you hope you won't use. We got your horn. Oh, light switches, full beam and flash. I just realised I've probably flashed and beeped someone down there and they think I'm in trouble. Oh no, the van's coming. He thinks I was in danger. That was embarrassing. This particular car has this side pipe fitted. You can have a rear exit exhaust if you want it to be a bit quieter, but it is great having this single side pipe only on this side next to you when you're driving. Obviously, there is the catalytic converter. We've got a pretty standard rear end for a Caterham, a very recognisable rear too, with the fuel filler cap there. Filling this up is about 25 to 30 quid for Shell V-Power. I absolutely love it because the Cobra costs like 80 quid to fill up and it lasts about as long as the full tank in this one, so it's a lot more economical than the Cobra, which isn't essential, but it's good. It's good for the wallet. Something to be aware of with Caterhams in general is the pedals down there. They are quite close together, but I have to say this one isn't too bad, but I am wearing my narrowest of shoes. I'm about 6 foot and I fit in it absolutely fine with no problem. My seat isn't actually all the way back either, and I am cocooned. I think my head is still below the windscreen, so that's great. So even taller people will be fine in this. And everyone seems to demand practicality out of these things on YouTube, so here is the boot that we have, and the roof is inside the boot. To get it out, you have to actually take the rest of the boot off, and some of these poppers aren't the easiest. So here is your roof. We've got this frame, drape the roof over, then popper it into place. It's not the fastest of assemblies, but it sure is better than my Cobra. And once you've done that, you tuck the windows into place, you tighten the frame, and then it's done. I'm not going to do that because there's no way I'm driving with a roof on today. But there you have it, Caterham's hilarious little monster of a car. Whilst the 620R cannot be beaten in terms of enjoyment and danger, the 420R is the more sensible option while still offering just as an outlandish experience. No, it's not the easiest to get into. Yes, the central column does get in the way of your elbow, but I think I've got used to that now. It still offers such an exciting and raw experience and really teaches you the basics of driving. Yes, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but I would love to have this on a track. I think it would be preferable than on the country roads because it encourages you to use all of the power, and when you do, that's when things get a little bit wacky. But 210 horsepower in a car that only weighs 560 kilograms is the absolute sweet spot that Caterham have to offer. It's an incredibly easy and rewarding car to get used to, and I really encourage you to have a go in one of these because it can't be beaten. But rather than conclude this video properly, I'm just going to take it for another drive because that's what this car is all about, just going for a drive and enjoying the sunshine, which is still out, so I'm making the most of that. Thanks to Caterham for lending me this car. Go follow me on Instagram for the behind the scenes footage of what I get up to, but for now, thanks for watching.